Hello, Cryfags. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I get to say it at least once or twice before it goes out of style. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not out there cry-fagging around. Hope you're out there promote the good word, the best book in the world. Some people call it the Bible. Other people call it the words written by Hexaco. I don't know. We don't have we do have some books. We have some books written, but I wouldn't say that there's like one ultimate book. The Hex white paper. We kind of have a Hex white paper. It's a collection of thoughts known as a white paper. What is that thing called again? Anyways, welcome to the show. Today, you'll be entertained. You will probably learn a few things. And I'm going to tell you definitely what I think about a lot of this stuff too. And Pedro's back, and he's still wearing 6 pairs of sunglasses, I do believe. He's plugged in, got his headphones on, got a shirt on today, as usual. And he's ready to come in. So without further ado, welcome back to the show. Pedro, how's it going?
Yeah, let's fucking go, baby.
Let's go.
No,
I can hear you great.
Okay, because my mic here doesn't do the thing. Usually, it doesn't matter. Well, as long as you can hear me. How are you doing, Max?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I've been preparing all week for this debate.
Oh, you have? Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I have actually.
Perfect. That is.
We didn't have any green room time. I was going to tell you that. I was going to tell you, you better bring it. You better bring it today.
Okay.
You better bring it.
I will try.
Okay.
I will try my best. And thank you for inviting me again, for trusting me. And I hope we can have a good show, a good debate. A polite debate. You know that I'm a polite guy, right? Well, polite. I say bad words sometimes, but I will never insult you, Mike, because I respect your work. I do respect your position a lot. Obviously, I own HEX, so therefore, I also want HEX to pump. When I say HEX, it's the original. Let's say.
I actually don't know which HEX you're talking about when you say HEX.
Perfect.
Every time I say HEX, everyone's like, well, "Which one? The eHEX or the PX?"
Which one?
Now you never know. No one says.
And of course, hello, Cryfags. It's a beautiful word, bro. I love that word. So I try
to
take
it back. We're making Cryfags a great word again.
Yes.
A new word. Yeah.
No, bro, but you already have like top comments. Like it's like arguing over what different color of dog shit you to buy.
Oh yeah, that was the first one. I'm like, you know what? I'll
Beautiful.
allow it. See, it's funny. It's funny. See, I've turned comments off on X for now, but I still even when I had them on, if it was funny, but it was like negative, I'll be like, yeah, it was funny. Okay, good. I do the Richard does the same thing. He's like, it better be funny, right? If it's funny and negative, whatever, it's funny. Funny is funny. Exactly. But if negative not funny, right? That's different.
I agree. Yeah, of course. Like if somebody that's like coping, right? That's not funny, bro. Like when you're coping, it's so sad to everybody. Nobody wants to listen to your problems. I'm being honest, right? I'm not talking for Max. I'm talking for myself, right? I hate to listen. Oh, I have this problem and I did this. I don't care, bro. I don't give a shit. Like you bought the top, who cares? It's your problem, right? So don't cry. No, I don't think I like anybody. Like I have fun with it, right? I just laugh, but I think it's kind of sad for people doing that. Like everybody has problems. Everybody buys some tops. Just deal with it, Just DCA, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think. I guess TBD. We'll see who bought the bottom and who benefits the most from that. But at this time, it's kind of hard to see people who bought the lows and who have got the 5 or 10. I'm sure there's a few people who are up on their bags right now. But it's like there's not like when that happens, we'll see. I think less cry-fagging. We'll see less people complaining. But also there'll be plenty of people. I talked about this the other day. There'll be plenty of people who it's like when you're a fudder or hater or like when you're just like a professional, that's your thing. It kind of sucks because it's a lose-lose because you're probably going to sell the lows and then you're never going to get a chance to capture the highs. And there's going to be this revolving door of complaining. It's like you set yourself up to be like you just can't be satisfied with the ecosystem because you're not in a winning position anymore. You put yourself in the losing position, or because of whatever reason, because you don't like the founder, or you don't like the price action, or you can't wait, or whatever it is. And again, I get it. Everyone got their own situation. There's plenty of good reasons to do this and that, but at the end of the day, like if you want to win, if you want to like not be known for cry-fagging, if you want to capture some gains, like you have to have a bag and buy it low and sell it high. And you can't do that if you're not even in the ecosystem anymore, type of thing. So I think it's plenty of bad, not great stories that I don't think will turn out very well in the future as far as winning in this ecosystem.
Okay, those are very fair points, and I agree. I agree with you, right? I think that if you're not bullish in something, right? Like imagine people who are not even bullish on Richard Hart or the PulseChain ecosystem. Look, you cannot, you can,
Blows my mind.
yeah, no, but look, you can be, you're not, you don't need to be bullish on Richard, right? But at least on PulseChain as an ecosystem, right? Otherwise, why are you even here, right? It makes no sense, right? At
For
least
the
be
memes,
bullish.
bro. For the
No,
memes.
sure, but then you are bullish in the ecosystem, right? Because you like the memes, for example.
Right.
So, right, because I know a lot of people that don't like Richard personally, right? But they like PulseChain, they think PulseChain is growing, etc., right? So that's fine. Like you don't need to. Like I was playing in BNB a lot, and I like CZ, right? When I say like, it's not the same way that I respect, let's say, Richard, right? I respect him for the hustle, for like everything that he has done, but it's a different persona, right? So, and I still play around there, right? It's not that I don't. Richard said this all the time, like who, like you don't, like most of the products that we use, we don't know who founded them, right? So I'm sure that if I knew the person, like half of them I would not like them, right? So it's the same thing, right? You don't need to like the founder to enjoy what they built, right? So
instead of believing something, believe in something is good, but also be bullish on something. I like what you bring out on that. Like be bullish on something. Again, whether it's
yes,
the core coins or anything else in the ecosystem, which again we're going to get into today.
yes,
The
that's
real
why
hex. We're going to tell people the real hex today.
sure. That's why even I like the PDI and all that, like the craziness, because I at least they're bullish on something with PulseChain, right? Even if I don't agree, even if I think it's bullshit, doesn't matter, right? Because they're in PulseChain, they're having fun, they're bullish, they're doing something here, so it's good.
I do want to bring up. I mean, I think a lot of people. Okay, so 2 points on that. I think one thing that a lot of people who don't like whatever meme coins or whatever conspiracy, whatever coins out there that don't make sense to them. For example, like I'm not a fan of PDI, not a fan of memes, all that stuff. It's if you're promoting them, it's the argument is always right, like, oh, you're going to get people wrecked, or oh, that's so risky, that type of thing. So I think that's why a lot of people stay away from it, like me included. Is like, I don't want to, again, you could say all this stuff, feed people the meat grinder, and then the counter argument would be like, well, you don't know that's going to happen. They can totally be successful. You're keeping people from mad gains. I could see both sides of it, but I think that's why a lot of people don't even want to talk about it. And then I want to bring up one piece. So Richard, I want to talk to you about what Richard's latest opinions are on a whole bunch of different stuff. One of which I think is very important, which is the memes one. I caught him talking about the memes one. He talked about PDI and stuff too, but the memes was really interesting. And I think that'll feed into the debate a lot too.
Yes, I agree. It was a very good tweet.
How do you recognize that? I'll bring the tweet up while you're talking about this, but like, how do you reconcile the don't want to talk about it because you don't want people, you want people to buy your coins too, right? If you like the core coins, you want people to buy that. You don't want people to buy the meme coins. You want people to buy the core because you think they're the best. You think they're the less risky. You think that they're less likely to get wrecked, all that stuff. I mean, I'm just saying that's the position, like I would say the common position.
No, sure, absolutely.
You're making people poor because you're not sending them to the things that have the most amount of gains that you believe is going to happen. How do you reconcile those two?
How do I personally reconcile those two? It's a matter of perspective. It's like, look, if somebody asks me, and this happened yesterday, right? Like somebody who's not really into crypto, but he knows the market, like he has seen crypto, right? He has seen Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., but he's not really into the market, right? He hasn't bought any crypto, but he was just asking questions, right? Like, oh, but should I, because I'm told I should only buy Bitcoin, etc. Like some other people buy all these crazy shit coins, altcoins. So what's your position? For me, it's very simple, right? I care about gains. Personally, I care about gains, right? So if you're asking me, what should you do with your money, right? My perspective, it's going to be personal, and it's going to be very simple. Look, if you're more into less volatility, right? So where you want the price to appreciate anyways, but at the same time you don't want that much volatility compared to other things, probably cores, right? In this example that we are discussing, right, between cores and memes, right? Because sure, I do think that they will move up. Absolutely, I think they can do very good numbers, but like it's not really comparable to the others, right? You're talking about like over one order of magnitude, and I'll show this, right? So it's not really comparable. They're completely different things. Like the others are obviously more risky because they have that additional extreme volatility that comes attached to them, right? But that's it. The risk is not that they're going to disappear. It's that the risk is not that they are scams. That's not the risk. The risk is people selling. there's always the same risk, right? That risk exists with HEX, with BitcoinHEX, with like any coin, right? So
I think the risk of them disappearing is pretty high compared to other
no,
projects.
no,
I mean,
I can
Bitcoin.
show you. No, but I'll show you that you're wrong on that, and it's very.
Okay. I
It's
would
very,
love some more
very
data
simple.
on that, because it seems like that's the easiest thing to
No,
disappear
it's a good
founders
comment,
doing
but
meme coins.
it can be. I cannot foresee the future, obviously, but right now it doesn't seem like that for one reason, and we can see that later. But I can already tell you it's very simple. It's the ROI, which is the measure that everybody uses or should use, right? Like we measure HEX, like look into hex.com, for example, uses the ROI from where, from launch, right? So it's the same thing, right? And if you look at this coin. Can I just finish this point? It's
go
very
ahead,
quick.
yeah.
So using that metric that we apply to everything else, right? The ROI, you can very quickly understand that it's possible that it goes to zero, absolutely possible. But you're talking about coins that, for example, most went up 2000x, okay, 2000x. Right now is up. No, sorry, right now is up 2000x, over 2000x. So, I mean, can it go to zero? Absolutely. Is it likely that it goes to zero? No, just because of the sheer huge pump, right? And that the fact that the price already dropped over 90%, it's still holding, right? So is it possible that it keeps going down forever? Yes. Is it likely? No. It's very simple.
I feel like the conclusion that it's likely not to go zero, it is
right now. No. Just by looking at the ROI. No,
I feel like it's not going to go to zero.
No. Look, you can say, but you need to have strong data. Like you could tell me something like, oh, what if the deployer sells, right? What if the deployer sells? And then we will go and do the math, like how much, like how much would that affect, right? And I can tell you to like drop like another 90% or something like that, but the ROI would still be over like 500x. So
I think that's just
really
one thing that could happen. The deployer, the founder, whatever, they could sell. But the other thing would be people just get bored with it. The hype goes away. They go to
100%.
That'd be
but that is a little bit long term, right? Like, so for me to be like, oh, that is a stronger possibility, right? I would need like at least like, let's say 6 months or 1 year where the price only goes down and the ROI is much lower, right? Then I could say, maybe his position, is a little bit stronger, or there's more evidence towards your position, right? That's what I would say. That would be my approach, right? Trying to be objective, because I own both coins, right? So for me, I want them both to do well, right? But I try to be honest, right? It's like me saying, oh, HEX, because it has inflation, right? Because people can mint more HEX, it's harder, right? So I'm just being objective, right? It's not that it won't go up. It's like Dogecoin. Dogecoin has like mad inflation, went up 1 million X, so it doesn't matter, right? But my point is still fair, right? That, because it has inflation, it's harder because it has additional sell pressure. It doesn't mean that it won't go up, right? It's just stating an objective fact. And yours, which is very fair, but you need probably a little bit more data in terms of time just to be a little bit more secure about, it's going down forever, right? Because right now it doesn't seem like that.
Do you think, would you say that the founder, the rugging happens mostly after the coin goes up? Like, for example, like a lot of meme coins don't rug until they have this huge price, like 2000x or whatever. They have a huge price performance. And then they kind of either fade away or down.
So let me ask you this, the question in another way. So for the coin to rug, when we say rug, it's like people not buying, only selling, right? For the coin to be in a position where everybody's just selling, right? Nobody is interested in buying.
Okay, let me define rug real quick.
Okay,
define rug. I would say there's 3 different pieces that would correlate to rug. One would be the liquidity just gets pulled, it goes away. There's nothing to trade. Nobody wants to participate, blah, blah, blah. So like actual taking away from liquidity, for example.
Yes.
The other would be the founder just like abandons it in some way. They make some statement, or they make some moves on chain that are super bearish, and everyone like that, some kind of signal happens that aren't going to support it anymore, or the key players in it aren't going to support it anymore. So like the two, like the social one. And then the third one would be maybe this one doesn't fit in rug exactly, but I would say the third scenario that may fit in here somewhere, or some version of it, is there's just no reason. There's no hype around it. Like the rug is kind of like implicit, where it just the founder or the people supporting it never looked at it for long term. They looked at it as a short term. Let me get the price, and then they just stopped talking about it. So it's kind of like a social rug, almost like, okay, let's just not talk about it anymore. Go into the next one, and then it just keeps going down forever.
Okay. So let me try to address them. The first one, oh man, now I forgot. The first one was the That was the first one that I want to actually address. I think it was the most important one. Remind me, what was the first one? The first one.
Oh, the first was like just liquidity.
The liquidity, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, thank you. Like this is pump tires, so this is a bonding curve. So that problem actually it's fixed by pump tires, right? So the liquidity is there, is bonded. So there's no entity they can rug, right? Like a normal coin that I have like all the LP, right? That doesn't happen because it's pump tires specifically, right? So that problem, tick, like check mark, it's good. That's the power of pump tires. It's the power of a bonding curve, right? It's like the liquidity is bonded, literally.
There's got to be some nuance there. There's got to be some coins that okay, they have liquidity, but there's just
oh yeah, sure. Like I mean, you can dump a lot, right? If you have a lot of the supply, sure, you can dump it, and it happens a lot with.
But it's less likely with pump tires. I agree.
No, right, and like these, like it's not even about the pump tires whole ecosystem, like because we're specifically talking about these 20 coins, right? And these 20 coins by the deployer today is like day 255 for them, right? Since launch, and until like today, there was like the deployer sold none. Like not even like not the coins that it created, not even the coins that were sent to him, right? The other coins that were sent to him by like random people. It never sold anything, right? So that's the first piece of evidence that I have, like saying that it's not that it cannot happen, but like the best time to actually do that was literally on the first day, because it was the day that it had the most liquidity in PLS in dollar terms, etc. Like literally, it was the first day.
Meme coins, the best day to rug is the day one.
Exactly, 100%. Like, but it is like it is the best day. Like the best moment to rug is when it starts, and you have like that giant green candle going up. That's when he could have extracted the most amount of money, right? In PLS terms, right? So. I mean, that doesn't seem like a very sound strategy, just to, dump them after everybody else, right? So I don't really think that's the plan. I could be wrong, but what the
there's an interesting Lindy effect, I will say, with meme coins who don't rug immediately. Like there is something interesting there. Yeah.
I mean, you could dump later, and it could the price could even go higher than the launch. But usually, right, if you're talking about a rug, usually it's like when it starts, right, in the beginning, that's when usually it gets rugged. Because it's when it has the most attention, most people buying, etc. Right?
Well, I want to get into this tweet, and also I want to.
Yes.
I want you to show RHMemes.com, or I can show either one too, just to show people kind of what we're talking about and get into the actual HEX debate. But I want to give. I think this is like really good to set it up of like what we're talking about, what kind of like the territory, the landscape of like, okay, what are the things that people look for in meme coins, and again, what is Richard's involvement, if any, all that stuff too. So somebody, sorry, one sec.
Go for it.
Streaming no matter what. Let's go.
Let's go.
So somebody asked him, why did you launch pump tires after saying only founders and holders win, that traders get wrecked? Pump platforms literally have the worst win rate ever. Genuinely interested to hear response. I like this person. I like their comment so far. Good point.
But the question could have been better worded, in my humble opinion, right?
It's not inaccurate though. Right? It's not inaccurate. They definitely have a position, but it's not inaccurate.
No, sure, I get it, but it could be a little bit nicer, right?
Sure. But so his response though was like one of the best responses I've seen from all the EMA type stuff. F your presupposition.
I think it was the best one. The cryfag was number one. Sorry.
If we're doing a top 10, cryfag might be number one. Yeah.
Yes, it has to be.
The cryfag, the coining of a new word was pretty good, but yeah. So this was F your presupposition that I launched pump tires. So he's again not admitting he still could have. I get it, but like he's saying he's not avowing. He's not avowing pump tires on this as far as what he did. Yes. And we talked about anyone who's, by the way, if you haven't seen the previous debate with me and Pedro and stuff, like we talk about this a lot of like whether he launched it, why would he launch it, all this stuff, which we may or may not get into today, but we'll see. Some portion of people are degenerates, have to bet. we probably will. So I think this is the most impactful statement I've seen from him ever talk about meme coins. I thought it was like, that's why I want to talk about it today and see what you think. Some portion of people are degenerates and have to bet on JPEGs to keep from jonesing. To me, when I read that, I thought that's why he even entertains the idea of meme coins around PulseChain.
But you need to read the rest too, right? You cannot stop.
Okay, we will. Sentence. Okay. But this is the key point. This kept me like, wow, that's meaningful. That to me, again, I'm going to read the rest of it, but I just want to say that piece made me think, wow, okay, I understand why he even talked about if he did launch pump tires, if he didn't, whatever, he definitely sounds like he supports it. It's on the PulseChain website, it's on the marketing material, blah blah blah. But like that's
first
why,
tweet. He was the first tweet still, right? So that's kind of like a big deal, at least to me.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Why? Because he knows people want to use it. Like it's not that he likes meme coins. I've never seen him tweet, and you tell me if there's a tweet about it. Never been like, oh,
what? There's a tweet about most and pump. There's on it, everything.
Yeah, I know he's posted charts, but I think again the whole point is to give people what they're looking for. Like some people literally come here for meme coins. Some people literally they wouldn't even still be here unless they were stuff to gamble on.
Yes,
but like that's the point. It's not that Richard he likes meme coins. It's that he knows they are a key to success to Solana, for example.
Fair.
And he wants to have the same thing on PulseChain.
Yes, right? Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So I'll read the rest of that. So one of the most successful.
But I agree with that. It's not when I say agree, I mean those are very fair points. Very agreeable, right? It's not that you're right. No. Those are fair points. They're very sensible, right? So they could be correct, right? So nicely done.
So one of the most successful chains this cycle had is claimed fame on a similar idea, but they dump their fees on people's heads. So if you want to attract new users, like say the president or his team attracted to Sol because of where all the degenerating was going on, and it wasn't just him, it was lots of.
But wait, can you repeat that one? Just repeat that one because for me that's the best one.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what I alluded to with this one too. So if you want to attract new users, say the president or his team.
Do you know? Let me ask you another question. Sorry, yeah. I'll keep interrupting, but it's not in a bad way.
Go for it.
I hope you don't mind. No. Do you know how they were launched?
So define like
the order. The first one, the second one, the third one. I said like, do you know the first two? So I'll just.
Are you talking about Trump and Melania and all those? What are you talking about?
No. I'm talking about the ones on pump tires on our chain on pump tires.
Okay, so what you call the RH means the top.
Yes, exactly, right? exactly.
Okay, yeah, go through. I actually wanted, tell us the history of that, like how they were launched.
Okay. The first one came with pump tires. Okay, came with a contract, and it was pump. Okay, and that's even why that coin, the pump coin, has problems with with some indexers and why when you go to the scanner it says a name token. It's it came with the contract itself. Then the first one that was launched like by clicking buttons after the contract, it was Trump. It was actually Trump, which is very interesting because the fact that he's literally talking about the president
today. Right? Let's go.
Yeah, like of course, I like a little bit of conspiracy theory. That you see it by the glasses, right? It's kind of obvious. But anyways, like he's literally talking about that, like the president when the first one was launched. Besides, of course, the exchange token, it was Trump. It was actually the president one. So I just find it, funny. I'm not saying it means anything. I just find it funny, that he mentions that because, there's some common ground there, right? But just found it funny.
Yeah. Again, I'll just remind everyone my position is that I don't think Richard himself launched pump tires. I don't think it's an official PulseChain project that his devs launched. I think that he knew about it ahead of time, and that there are teams that come to him that have communication, or like, hey, we want to do this thing. What do you think about this thing? And this particular idea. I'm imagining he was just like, oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. Here's how to make it good for PulseChain. Here's, if you do this, then maybe I'll support it or whatever. And of course, he would get a heads up. He would be able to know about it ahead of time. He would be able to tweet about it ahead of time. And he would be able to see like, okay, definitely we want, again, whether
what about the coins? What about the deployed coins? What about the supply that the deployer holds of those coins? For example, most is like 80%, right? Trump is like 60%.
Yeah. Wasn't there one? I mean, I think last time we talked about this, somebody sent me a link about there was some link from the deployer, the SAC address or something for.
No, that's a different thing. That's for PDI, right? Like, but let's ignore that.
No, it was PDI. No, it was from the means. It was like to most or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
No, but yeah, sure. But that was transactions that happened.
Let's just skip over that one then. Yeah.
No. We can.
I'm giving
we
you
can
points
talk,
here. I'm like, there is maybe something
no.
interesting there. So
There is,
but I don't
it's
know.
not.
No one quote me on that.
There is 100% points interesting, like very good points there, but it's not really related to what I'm going to say right now. But we can address that 100%, which is the transactions that happened during the PDI crisis, let's say. And there were like daughter wallets from the OA, and we have that. I have that on the RHMax website, the lower page. It's there. You can check the transactions even. So, and the PDI was sold for most in pub, right? And other coins, obviously, like PulseX, etc. But those two, like. Those coins were bought using PDI, right? What does that mean? I don't know. It's up to your interpretation. But what I'm saying now is a different thing, which is you pointed something that's extremely important, which is, look, Richard didn't build this. Probably knows like the guys who build it, right? Because that's a more sensible, position. I like it a lot, but I have a problem with that because I thought the same. But then I had this problem that I couldn't solve. Right? Maybe you can. Maybe you can help. And it's a pretty big one. It's not even the first the fact that Richard was the first one to tweet, right? Like, because we can agree, he knew it beforehand, he knew the team, etc. Like, that's fine. But there is a huge problem there. The problem is that whoever built this, whoever deployed this, deployed 20 coins, and with these coins, it bought the supply of some, right? USDT, for example, it was a fair launch. It has no supply tied to the deployer. But all the others have. Some are like 8%, but some are 80%. So do you think that Richard would risk his reputation, right? Somebody holding that much of the supply and just dumping, do you think that it's something that he would do, like, that you would be okay with? This is an actual question. I'm not like making any supposition. I'm literally asking you, what do you think about this?
I could totally see the coins never being dumped, but that doesn't mean they're going to, like, I mean, it's okay. So if let's say they're never dumped, how does that get them to, outperforming the other hexes, for example? Like,
I'm not saying
like you still need other people buying it. You still need people marketing it.
100%.
I don't think Richard's ever going to market on this to X. I could be wrong. I'm going to guess he's never going to talk about Bitcoin HEX, the meme coin HEX, on his account and be like, "Hey, it looks like this thing is up 125%." I mean, but actually, that's probably the only one he would ever do. He might post a chart. He might post a chart, but he's not. Yeah,
you might post a chart, right?
Hey, the market has decided Bitcoin HEX is the real hex. Like,
that would be fucking hilarious, bro. Like, I would love to see
April Fool's, maybe.
That would be funny, right? Like, why can he not do that? Why? Like, just as, like, imagine that
because it makes no sense.
No. Like, look, we're talking about prices, right? The market has chosen that hex as right now the best hex because look at the price. It's a very objective view. It's not making any assumptions. Look at it has a ticker hex. It's called hex. And look at the price. I'm just saying that
here. You got to start talking about the memes. People don't understand. Like, what I think half the people here, at least, half of them are probably fans of you and RH memes, and the other half listening who will listen to this are like, probably lean more towards my side of like, what are you talking about? Why would in the history of all the things, why would any meme coin copy of a real token do well? It just never happens, right? Everyone looks at the copy of something and be like, oh yeah, that's just some copy. All the ETH fair, all the ETHW stuff, everybody treats them as meme coins. Nobody, like, either maybe there's speculation, maybe there's hype or whatever, but then it goes away. Like, why would this one do any better?
Is this a copy of X? No, right? We can both agree. This is not a copy of X, right? This is
There's no staking, there's no utility, there's no community.
There's nothing.
There's a new community, all that stuff.
There's a small community, right? There's a small community, right?
Yeah, but it's not probably not
comparable.
No. Probably not hexkins. It's like
some are hexkins, right?
Community.
I mean, I think I will disagree with you on that. I think all of them are actually hexicans, to be honest. I think that's the only fair assumption to make. I'm a Hexican, like the other guys I know from the community are Hexicans, right? So I mean,
I don't want to be the judge of Hexicans, but
like you are a Hexican if you own Hex. Do you stake Hex?
See, if that's the bar, sure.
Yeah. What is the bar? What is the bar?
Well, you can type in RHMax, what is a Hexican, and Crypto Ewok did a great one on that, which we talked about.
What is to you?
What's
a Hexican?
What was a couple different measurements that I thought was interesting? I think if you have 5,555 stakes, it's one. Yeah, and the other was like an amount of hex, because I think that matters. I think the amount of hex.
I'm saying you have to be rich to be Hexagon. I own a lot of hex, so
I'm not saying you're not a Hexagon. I'm just saying that most of the people, I speculate that a lot of people that are participating in Bitcoin HEX
relation
probably
to
don't
the rest
have
of the portfolio, right? You always talk in relation to the rest that you own, right? I'm assuming
it's not a strong point. I can't make a strong point there, but I don't look at people. I don't want to make this into like, oh, if you're participating in RHBeam stuff, then you're not a hex. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm thinking of like the whole culture of being a hexagon doesn't strike me as like being into this meme coin thing. Like not at least okay. Let me say it like this. This is maybe the best way I can say it.
Okay.
You're probably not bringing the hexagon culture into the promotion for like Bitcoin HEX or these other ones, because the hexagon culture is delayed gratification, right? Okay. Like staking, 5 like all these other principles, all this like not gambling. Wow, meme coins not gambling, like all that stuff. You can still be a hexagon and still participate in this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're probably not bringing that hexagon culture and the same values into the meme coin space with Bitcoin HEX. Is that fair?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, and
do you think Bitcoin HEX is going to have staking later? We're going to add staking to Bitcoin HEX?
I hope not. No, I think it like at some point I think these coins will have like utility elsewhere, right? Like some DeFi protocols, etc. Right? But I don't care about that. That's not why that's why I'm buying this.
Real quick, I just want to be clear. I'm not shaming anyone for participating in anything. If you're a hexagon and you're buying Bitcoin HEX, you do whatever. I'm not saying you're any less of a hexagon for doing that. I'm just saying the cultures are different.
I agree with that. I think the cultures right now are they have differences. Absolutely, 100%. I agree 100% because they're not the same product, right? One is a DeFi product, the other is a meme coin, right? They're entirely different. One is you can mint more of it, the other you cannot mint more of it. Actually, the meme coin is the one that you cannot mint more, right? Just so we are clear. I know it's kind of funny this part.
Are we comparing tokenomics right now?
Man, this like Bitcoin HEX economics are amazing. Are amazing.
The inflation's been turned way down.
Never mint more. How is this not bullish? Like if you like, let's say I just present to you two coins, right? One, like it doesn't matter the names, doesn't really matter because I can also find very bullish cases for like extremely inflationary coins. So that's not even the concern. But just as a theory, right? We're coming from theory side, right? Not practical side. From theory side, if you look at both, right? If I present you like one coin, you cannot mint. It's a fixed supply forever. And another coin, you can just mint more of it, right? It has rules, obviously, to mint the coin, absolutely, but you can mint more of it. Which one do you think it's, it has the likelihood of going up more?
I think it's more
probably the one that you cannot mint, I guess.
I would not. I mean, then you can make a case that PulseX is better than HEX too. You could say the same thing because they're totally different tokenomics.
Price performance, like if to you better means price performance, absolutely. If to you better means more
that's
users,
then
no. But that's
the tricky part. Price performance is
right?
TBD on all the hexes right now, right?
What do you mean?
Well, we haven't seen any of them 10,000x again, have we?
No, not yet.
How many X's from the bottom has Bitcoin HEX did?
Right now?
Yeah. Why isn't it on the website? Why isn't it on the website?
No, go to the homepage. It's the homepage. The homepage has.
By the way, price deviation 60% down versus RHBeam's average.
Yes.
You got a tough job today,
very
Pedro.
good. No, it's a good opportunity to buy. No, it's like me showing you the X chart and say, look, guys, the X chart is down 99%. Like, oh, tough, man, you're fucked. No, it's the same thing, right? No, actually, it's not the same thing because this coin is still up 200x from the starting point. So it's not even the same thing, right? And this is something
200x from all-time low or starting point?
All-time low was starting point.
Okay.
This is actually it's good. It's good, right?
Okay.
For all of them, man. For all of them, the starting point was the lowest price. So that's actually bullish.
Explain why that is too for pump tire stuff.
Mm-hmm. Explain what? Sorry.
Explain why the all-time low is the starting price.
For these ones, no. I'm not saying that it cannot change in the future. Right? I'm saying right now, the starting point for all of them was the lowest point. That can change. That can change.
There's something about pump tires that because is there not like a price floor or some kind of dynamics like that? Okay.
No, I mean theoretically, but like it can go lower, right? Than the starting point.
So you're saying Bitcoin HEX can go down another 99%?
It can go down 99.9999.
You're saying there's a chance.
No, but any coin, Hex can still go down another 99.9%. Like any coin can do that, right? It's not.
I think what would have to happen for that to, you know?
People selling, bro. Like people can sell for whatever reason.
Other than that, I'm just saying, like, what would trigger them to sell? Like
let me ask you a question. Let's try both to be honest. Okay, I will be honest. I hope you can be
fairly honest. I feel like
let's go back to 2021. We're in September or November when 50 cents top. Now you are asked the question.
Parties.
How much will this drop? What will be the all-time low for Hex? Like, would your answer ever be 99.99%? Would your answer ever be that?
I would say what I thought for a long time, that I didn't think Hex would go below a penny. I thought that for a long time. Okay. I'll say that. So that's not 99%.
It's not.
No,
it's not. A penny is like what? 10x, 100x above that? I don't know. Honestly.
No. Going from 50 cents down to a penny, I don't know. That's a lot, whatever it is. It's probably like 85, 90% or something.
Okay.
But so anyways, no, I didn't think it would go down 99%.
No, it's not even 99. It's
our diamond hands were stronger.
Look, but wait, we need to be very, very, very detailed, right? Because it's not 99%. It's 99.9%. That's an extra 10x, right? Going down. So it's a huge difference. I would never guessed it. I would have never guessed it. If you asked me back in the day, I would never say it's going down 99.99%. I would never say that. I could say 99%, right? But like I would never guess I never. It would be unthinkable, to be honest. So like we can both agree. No, but like it is a problem. But like we can both agree that it doesn't matter if it's a meme, if it's a DeFi product, if it's whatever. It can go down like 99.99%, right? It doesn't matter if it's a scam or not. Anything can go down into those crazy, undervalued numbers. Meme coins as well. Some meme coins will go down and stay down. Some others will go down, and because they have communities and people who create narratives, etc., they will be they'll be bumped again. Doge, Pepe, Shiba. There's a bunch of them, right? There's a bunch of them. So
I want to get into the origins of Bitcoin Hex meme coin though. Like what is for this one in particular? Tell us about it. When was it created? I saw on deck screener it says community takeover. Like what does that mean? The liquidity, what's the history of it? What's interesting about it?
I mean, it was launched with the others, I guess, right? I don't know which number it was, maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. It's not special in terms of positioning. It didn't have a description. Only Pump had a description. Trump had a description, of course, and most had a description. Those three had descriptions, okay, when they were launched on Pump Tires specifically, but not Hex, not Bitcoin, not ETH, not any of the others. So in that terms, it's not really special, right? It's special just because the people who buy it, the narrative that appears is special, right? Because the people connected to what Hex was original, right? Bitcoin Hex, the original, the original name for Hex, basically, that's basically the story, right? When you ask for community takeover, it's just because somebody paid the deck screener to update the information there, right? The logo, etc. So I think that's what they mean, community takeover, basically.
What does it mean here? Richard's original vision, it designed to do 10,000x. How does that make any sense?
It's just it doesn't need to make sense, bro. Why can't it do 10,000x? Is there a reason why it can't do 10,000x?
No, but it's it says here it was designed to do 10,000x when
it was designed because it has a limited supply and it has a cool narrative, so it's designed to do more.
I just wanted to check and make sure there wasn't something more behind it.
There's no just people buying it. It's community takeover. It's belongs to the people and the deployer.
Simpler than I thought.
Owns 8%, I think. It owns 8% of the supply. The deployer, not much.
But why is this special? Why is this special? And how does it even compete with Hex and eHEX?
Oh, does it compete? Okay, that's a very good question. Look, I love that question, bro. Honestly, it's a very good question. Can I prompt you to look into hex.com for a second?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, tell me where you want to go.
ROI tab. Just go to the ROI
usually
tab.
got to look into rh.com, apparently.
Okay.
Look into Hex.
Good too. Click on ROI. Yeah, perfect. Can you do me a favor and move the cursor until day 255?
255.
Yeah, around that. Doesn't need to be
54.
Okay. What are the numbers there?
So eHEX 14, pHEX 4, Bitcoin 9.2, ETH 5.2.
Amazing. Okay, fantastic. Do me a favor. Can you go back to rhmemes.com?
Okay.
Guys, try to have the numbers more or less. Go to the homepage. Home. Yeah. Sorry. Go down. Can just find where BitcoinHEX is. Oh, there we go. You see the line? Do you see ROI? It's somewhere to the right.
ROI.
See launch ROI.
60x. Yeah.
No, that's Mars. Go above.
Oh, sorry. 202x. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So today is day 255 for BitcoinHEX, and today BitcoinHEX is 225 times X from launch. Okay, if you compare to how the other coins were doing, how the other X's, right, were doing at the same moment when they were launched, it's not comparable because BitcoinHEX is doing above one order of magnitude a better price performance. So you're right, they're not even comparable. You're talking of something entirely different. This is a completely different beast, okay? Because objectively it is. I'm not making anything up. I'm literally using the same measurements as we do for HEX or Bitcoin or Ethereum. And this is an entirely different beast. So this is my first objective, conclusion, because just looking at the numbers, right? I'm just looking at the price performance, and price performance wise, whoosh, incomparable. Like this one is doing 200x, so it's like, woof, bro. Yours was doing what? Mine too, because I was there at the time, but it was doing like 14x or something, right? So it's like not even comparable. The other one is doing over 10 times that.
So can you explain this ROI for people too? So ROI, this is looking at HEX ROI. Yes. This is I'm just looking at like at the top. It looks like about around 2 years, under 2 years.
Yeah.
eHEX is at 2000.
Fantastic.
PX wasn't even a thing back then, though.
No, it wasn't a thing back. PX didn't exist at the time.
Yeah, but this is just
actually
the base of...
that is an amazing run, bro. Like we can both agree that run until 2000x from launch, it's amazing. Like imagine you bought it the first day. If you waited 661 days, you would have 2000 times whatever you started with. That's amazing. That's a fantastic run, right?
Is this ROI against Bitcoin, or is this ROI just
dollar terms? I think everything there is dollar terms. Okay.
Bro, where's the 10,000x? Why does it not say 10,000x? Or
because 10,000x is from the bottom. This is from launch.
From
X went below the launch price, and then right.
I understand now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So from the bottom, the X did 10,000x. Okay. No, just look at the first line. What number do you see there on the first line? The first line on the launch ROI. Yes.
Yeah, almost 2000x for most. Yeah.
Interesting. So we're down like 19% from the top, and most is 2000x ROI. Okay. What HEX did in 600 days. Okay. So we can agree that this is a different thing. I'm not saying it's going to outperform. It can continue to go down from here, 100%. But does it look like it? No, I don't think so. I think this is forming communities behind these coins. Okay, some coins have larger communities than others. Absolutely right. It's still early days, I would say, but you can see that these coins have good tokenomics, because if they did not have good tokenomics, they wouldn't have this price performance, right?
There is no tokenomics though.
There is limited supply, fixed supply. That is tokenomics. Whether we like it, whether we don't like it, that is tokenomics.
Okay.
That is tokenomics.
Let's talk about tokenomics then. Let's focus on HEX too, because we want to do eHEX versus the other hexes. What tokenomics, what game theory is there for Bitcoin HEX versus the other? Like in what way is it superior? Because I haven't seen. Oh yeah, there's from launch.
The price. I guess the price is superior.
Well, it's only been around for how many days? Okay. 255 days.
I like your arguments, man, because they remind me of people that were talking to Richard back in the day. Those were more or less the same arguments, right? Like only 100 days. And okay, I agree with you.
That's why we can't compare them. That's the hard part.
I agree.
That's the apples and oranges.
No, it's not. It's not apples. Like we can, if we can compare HEX to Bitcoin in terms of price performance, and we did do that a lot, right? You remember, we still do that. So we can absolutely do the same for any coin. We can compare any coin with any other coin, right?
I'm going to say something. I want to get your response. I'm going to say something.
Yes. Go for it.
Richard Hart ain't promoting Bitcoin HEX meme. He doesn't.
Who knows?
I want to get your response when I say that. What comes to your mind?
Right now, yeah, sure, he's not. I haven't like and like with the exception of like maybe 30 tweets, right? Like no, sorry, 30 tweets about pump tires, right? Specifically about most or pump, etc. Right? Like there were like maybe 4 or 5 tweets,
Yep.
right? Something
But
like that.
we know why he's promoting pump tires. Like we went to the tweet. He
No,
promoting
no,
it
sure.
because he
Like I'm
wants us to
talking
have a
about.
successful product just like Solana.
Okay. I'm talking about most and pump tokens, coins, specifically coins, not pump tires.
No,
Right?
no, I'm talking about HEX though.
Coins.
Bitcoin HEX. I'm talking about Bitcoin
Okay,
HEX
wait.
meme.
Wait, you like so far? No, he
Okay.
hasn't promoted it yet. I agree. So far, no, he has never promoted it.
And why would he ever? Why would he ever?
Because if you see a hex token doing 10,000x, there's absolutely no reason to not promote it because it's the brand, it's the name, and people look. If people come because of the Bitcoin hex coin, right? And if they do many hexes, maybe, just maybe, okay, they might look into other coins, and like because they did so well with that coin, and they see other hexes. Oh, look, there's another hex. It hasn't done 10,000x like this one. Why? Let me check it out. Why? Maybe it will. So look. I think having these coins is extremely bullish for the course, right? Don't take me wrong. That's why I hold course, because I think a lot of money that will be made from meme coins will rotate into course. Obviously, right? Because we're talking about people that will like
a lot of money that
that
could be lost that will never make it in the course, though. That's the part. It's
absolutely
always like optimistic.
you have both. You have both sides, man. You always have both sides. Right?
I want to go with this though. Let's say that Bitcoin Hex did 10,000. It's currently did a.
Okay, let me just finish. Let me just finish one thing?
Go ahead.
Because you say this, but you forget something that's so important. Richard tweeted about this. If you go to Richard's profile and type 20 million. What tweet does it appear as the last tweet? Because I can tell you what tweet it is. If you let's see if you can find it anyways. But I will tell you. It's about Richard saying that some entity pumped PulseChain with $20 million and everybody dumped on him. And which coins did it buy? Of course.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, so you remember that one. So my point is, you have that empiric evidence of like something happening when an entity bought $20 million worth of course. What you don't have is an entity buying $20 million worth of meme coins, of these RH meme coins. What would happen if it did? Because I can tell you that I don't think right. Let me finish. I don't think that it would have the same price performance or behavior. I think you would see a chart going up to fucking infinity and not going down like we did 99, like whatever, 50% from the moment that it did that. So I don't think that we would see that. But I'm speculating. Okay.
You're killing me, man.
But those are the two things that you know for sure. One is that he did that, or some entity did that with cores, and it did not work. He mentioned.
And you think that he's going to be like,
I'm not saying that he is. I don't want him to.
Yeah, but you're suggesting that would ever happen. Why the hell would the tech address ever buy Bitcoin HEX?
No, away, bro. I hope he does never buys. I hope he never buys one RHMax. You know why? Because I don't not only think. I know it would be much better for everybody if these memes just pump naturally. That's what I think it will happen. We don't need RH buying $20 million. We can onboard easily $20 million into these RH memes because they are an amazing narrative. So do you not think that we can onboard $20 million to these RH memes, bro? We will do that. I can tell you, we will do that. We don't need DOA. I don't want DOA to buy any of these RH memes because we don't need it. That's as simple as that. That's the difference. We don't need it. It has such thin liquidity. There's just like 10K going into any of these coins. Maybe not most or pump, but like many of the others, just fucking doubles the price. So man, it's gonna be easy. In my opinion, we don't need the OA at all. Like without the OA, these coins did already 2000x, Bitcoin HEX 200x. Like, nah, we don't need that. I hope we only buy cores, man. Like honestly, we don't need the OA buying these coins. I don't even want that. I think it would be far better for my own arguments, for my own position that we did 10,000x without the OA, bro. I would flex like a fucking king, like a boss, man. So of course I don't want the OA to buy. 100% I don't want. But this is my position, okay? This is just because I'm like a sort of not a sort of loser, but I'm like one of those competitive guys. So I just want to fucking win organically. No fucking OA here. No, just like normal peeps coming into PulseChain, right? Yeah, that's my honest opinion.
It's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yes.
The whole insinuation that SAC money would ever go into.
I don't want it to. I hope it.
If it did, you would go bananas. You'd be like, oh, look at that. That's valid.
No, I would be happy, man. Like, of course, I would be happy at the time. But it would be better for my position if it didn't. That's the only thing that I'm saying, right?
Why would it be better?
I'm being honest. Man.
Why would it be better? That would help you get to 10,000x.
No, be better in terms of
liquidity is so low. Liquidity is
organically, because like if you do this organically, it would be so much fucking
liquidity
better,
is 63K.
In this one, yeah. So it's so easy to pump.
I'm not saying that's I'm just saying like it could pump harder, right? Like that's that's what you're saying. So the OA putting $20 million into it. But again, you bring up these points where it's just like there's all these maybes. There's like a million maybes here.
No, but
I want to go.
Like these maybes are better. Look,
I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. Can I talk?
But how can you say? Can I just ask you a question?
Okay, go ahead.
One question. How can you say it's better, like this uncertainty, when you know that the certainty in your case was we had $20 million coming in and everybody dumped on those $20 million. So that certainty is much worse than my uncertainty. Because look, these coins did many X's without your way. So why would that not keep happening, right? There's no reason for me to think it won't happen again.
How many holders?
You have the holders there, right? Most it's 8K. Yeah, that one, Bitcoin HEX.
How many holders do you think HEX has? How many holders do you think HEX has?
A lot, bro. A lot.
Like, more people to dump.
Much more, like 50, 100K.
I can imagine the same thing not happening with the memes, because
it can. But look at the price.
I'm making a positive case for you here. I'm saying like that's it's not going to happen. But in this imaginary world where it happened, you would be static, and there'd probably be a lot less. There would be sell pressure. But it would be like this. It wouldn't be the same.
I agree. No. I want to go
back to the tweet. I want to go back to the tweet.
Go for it.
So, man, I had a thought on this like 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Man,
okay.
Our debates are awesome because we keep going all over the place. I like that. Sorry.
So let's say it did do 10. I'm being the most generous case possible here. Let's say Bitcoin HEX, the beam, did a 10,000x, and Richard even posted a chart of it.
Yeah.
Posted a chart. Look at what happened. Look at the pump tires going. Look at all the success. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Take his most tweets. Take his pump tweet. Whatever it was.
Sure.
Make that in Bitcoin HEX because it did so successful.
Mm-hmm. I'm smiling.
What next? What's next?
Maybe it doubles the price because of that tweet. I don't know, bro. Maybe it dumps 90% after. I don't know. No fucking clue, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like he can promote the cores and do all this stuff because there's a lot of holders and there's a lot of ways to onboard and all this stuff. But if he posts a chart of most, he posts a chart of whatever.
Okay, wait. No. Those are very good points. But I want to rebuttal a little bit in the sense that you're saying that if Bitcoin HEX did 10,000x and he was doing that, it wouldn't have 1,000 holders. It would have more holders. Like look at Pump. Pump did 2,000x right now and it has 8,000 holders. So you can see just by what I'm saying, right? You understand my point, right? So if Bitcoin HEX did 10,000x, it would have like at least 8,000 holders. I'm thinking, or more. It would have more than that. So 10K holders. So it's a big difference, right? It's 10x what it has more like now, right? More or less. So,
So HEX went down. We talked about like 99%, right?
Yes.
And that's with a lot of people staking. I mean, again, not everybody was staking apparently, but a lot of people were staking. It had all the stickiness. It had RH's official support. It had everything possible that RH could give it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen to a meme coin if he posts one chart about it in a non-friendly macro environment?
Will it even exist?
It
exists, but it's going to dump. Look, people might abandon it or might not. We never know. Like, it's not because of utility, because utility is something extremely subjective, right? Look, I can argue with you that HEX pumped into 2020, 2021 more because it was seen as a meme rather than it was a DeFi product, right? Because we can argue that staking did nothing for the price. Nothing. It might have helped, right? Price moving higher, right?
I think it did. I think the cult behind it and the staking helped it not go even lower. There's got to be in a world where if there's no staking and there was no people buying higher and having the hope that it'll go even more.
Sure.
I think it could have went lower, but I think RH being around, keep talking about it, helped a lot.
No, sure. No,
but Bitcoin HEX doesn't have any of that. That's my point. It doesn't have any of the things that make HEX great.
No, I understand your point, but at the same time, I look at the price chart and I'm like, bro, it did this without anything, like exactly like you're saying. It didn't have RH streaming. It doesn't. It still has a very small community, etc., etc., etc. So like with all those like negative things, it's still doing like it is doing a much better price performance than the other hexes, bro. It's like there's something different here. It's not it's built different. Something here is not the same, right? Brand. I know the product is not the same 100%, but the brand is the same. It's HEX. It's the HEX sticker, so it's the same brand, right? It's just a different product of that brand. That's how I see it personally, right? It's like people from what's that chain that nobody uses? ETHPAL, right? ETHPAL that has an X there, right? So it might sprout a community.
Chain.
No, look, but it's a dead chain because nobody uses the chain, right? But if the chain had a lot of users and it was possible that a community developed there for the HEX that it exists there, and we as Mexicans should support them, right? It's only my opinion, right? But people don't need to agree with my opinion, right? They can look at this hack and say, "Oh, this is not the same thing. This is just a meme coin." Blah blah blah. I respect that. I don't agree with that, but I respect it.
I don't even think that it has an onboarding power from. So I mean, when I'm looking at memes, like if I were going to buy memes, why would I buy the HEX meme?
Why not?
Why would I buy most? Why wouldn't I buy Pump?
Okay.
Why would I buy the top?
I can give you.
Why would I buy the HEX
Look
meme?
No, it's not the last column. The one before the last column. The last column is the buy button. PLS bags. You see that, right?
PLS bags. Yes.
Okay. So you see that number?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Okay. Awesome question. That number means the PLS, okay, the dollar value of the PLS held by the people who hold Bitcoin HEX. Okay. It's like recurring buyers. Look at them as just recurring buyers. So people who already own Bitcoin HEX, they also hold $25 million in PLS. Okay. So
I want to be able to sort this, by the way. If there's any requests, I want to be able to click
you can sort it. Like you go up a little bit and you can sort it.
Nice. Yeah. Sort by PLS bags. Okay, so we can see here. Well, the only two. Wow, it isn't. It is the two. It is held by more big money than a lot of them, even with the lack of holders here versus most.
Yes, that's why I think there's a lot of Mexicans holding this coin, particularly because of that value that I see there, right? Because the PLS bags are so huge that I do think there's Mexicans there. Like it's very difficult that they're not, right? I could be wrong, but just my subjective analysis, right? The objective one is that is the value that they hold, right? That is objective. It's on chain, etc., right? So that information is there. It's the truth, right? Does it mean that PLS is going into Bitcoin HEX? No, it doesn't mean that. But it also means that there is a greater potential that PLS, specifically from those holders, does go into Bitcoin HEX than PLS from people who haven't bought Bitcoin HEX before. Because this is like the same thing as going like as a recurring buyer. If I buy some product, it's more likely that I will buy the same product again if I never bought that product, right? It's the same thing, right? This in business is very well known, I guess. So that's why I added that information there, right? Because it's relevant.
I think it's just NFTs with a price chart, man.
No. I mean, sure, you can look at that. Like NFTs are look.
It's a picture with a price chart.
Huge. Like when I say huge, it was like a $10 million project on BNB on NFT. So I do know a little bit about NFTs and their value, right? How they're valued, etc. But like they're entirely different thing. Like it's not the same thing. It's not.
It's a picture with a price chart.
But it's a different thing. Like the way that pricing mechanism works for NFTs and like it's a different thing, right? It's a different.
There are some successful NFTs, even with the pictures. There are some successful monkey JPEGs.
No, what I'm saying is that they're different sets. They're not the same community.
Okay,
like some might overlap, right? Sure.
Let me tell you what I mean. Let me tell you. So when I think about it, again, this could be more accurate, less accurate, depending on where you are on the spectrum of like where you like in crypto. You know, I'm a DeFi guy. You know, I don't like NFTs. I don't like memes. But when I think about NFTs and memes, I see memes as being this, like there is some picture. Maybe you could attach a picture, you could attach a community, you could attach an idea, whatever it is.
Okay.
And then that is the product. Like the product is that thing.
Sure.
And then people,
perfect.
I would say gamble, put money in and try to promote that thing to get it to profit. And the profit is the motive. Like that, there is no other greater ideal for this. There's no
RHMax profit is always. Why are you here? Like, let me ask you a different, like a very unrelated question, but like it kind of shows you that why everybody's here. If Bitcoin was worth $1,000, would you be here?
So if today Bitcoin was $1,000,
Yes, if today the price of Bitcoin was
why would that
$1,000, would you
affect
be
me?
here?
Why would that affect me?
I'm asking you a question, right? If the price of Bitcoin
Well, the
was
answer is
today,
yes, but like, why would
no,
that affect me? I'm
the answer is
confused
no
about the
because
questions.
wait, okay, might be confused, but okay, that's fair. What I mean to ask you is like Bitcoin was at some point $1,000, and you weren't
Yeah.
here, I wasn't here, etc. Right? So my point is that we weren't here when the price of Bitcoin was X, right? So it means that we didn't have the same interest, right? The price of Bitcoin went to X number, and we came, right? Because we were like, oh, it did these many X's. We care
I
about.
didn't come here
profits.
because Bitcoin got too expensive. I don't care.
I'm talking about like generally, right? Generally speaking, Bitcoin attracted people because the price went up. That's the only reason why people came into Bitcoin, right? The majority of people, right? I think we can agree on that, I guess. No?
Yeah.
Is not profit and making money the
You made me think
number
about
one
because I'm
motivation?
thinking about when I bought Bitcoin. Why did I buy Bitcoin? Why did I buy Bitcoin when I bought Bitcoin? It's a good question. I think
Like,
because
why did you come? Like,
probably I
did
thought
you
the
not?
price was going to go up. I guess I was like, oh, this is a
Again,
cool thing.
come on.
I want the
Would
price to
you
go up.
buy
Yeah.
Bitcoin? Okay, let me ask it
No,
differently.
no. I want to separate this.
Okay.
I'm giving you an honest answer. I'm like
Okay,
I'm separating though
Okay.
what I like, why I buy things, why I participate in things, and what I think they will do. Of course, like I want to make money in crypto, no matter what the crypto is. I just pick this ecosystem. That's fine.
Thank you.
At the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to want the price to go up. I'm just saying if that's the only thing, that's not attractive to me. Like I don't want that to be the only thing.
But look, okay.
I don't want that to be the only thing.
Okay.
If it was the only thing, why would I still be here 3 years streaming in the bear market? If that was the only thing, the price ain't went up, bro.
Okay, like awesome answer. Okay, because like we can break it down. Like amazing answer. So if price didn't move up, like in such a proportion that you did not feel attracted, and when I ask about Bitcoin, it's just because Bitcoin was like earlier. It was before HEX, right? And I'm assuming that you came before HEX, right, into crypto, right? That was an assumption, right? But that's why I mentioned Bitcoin. That was the reason. But anyways, because the price went up, right? At some point you were like, this technology is interesting. First, because the price goes up, so I can actually make money out of this thing, right? And second, because whatever, right? Because it's decentralized, or because whatever reason that you have to like HEX or Bitcoin, whatever, right? But the first reason is always because you can make money out of it. Otherwise, why would you be here? Why would anybody be here, right? Sure. If you don't think that you will make money from HEX at some point, like you wouldn't be here. Like nobody would, right? We can agree on that, right? It's very fair, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So the second, my point is that the utility, it's always the subjective thing. It's always the thing that it really depends on your point of view, right? Because the number one thing that everybody cares about is the price. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not a price maximalist, but I'm close to one, right? Because I think, yes, price is the most important and almost the only thing useful that we have to measure the success of any coin. Every other metric is kind of fugazi, in my opinion, right? The price is honest because it incorporates all other information.
I think the other thing besides price that is super important here is the risk. And when it's like, I hate when, we made like degen like a fun word and like all, and it's whatever, it has its place. But at the same time,
can you define risk?
Risk is the likelihood I'm going to lose all my money.
Of price going down.
Well, not even price going down. Price going down at where it's just not going to go back up. Like I know for sure, like it's not like, again, that's why I would say meme coin much more risky because, hey, I could do this thing. It could go up. It could not. It could rug. It could not. Or I could get lucky in the 1% of the fraction of 1% of them, and it goes up a lot. Again, I'm not saying like any. I'm not even pointing at any particular ones on PulseChain for this. I'm just saying for risk. That's the other thing with price. Okay, well, do I think the price will go up? And I would say maybe it's a good example for HEX. If the price goes down, do I think it'll go back up over time? I cannot say that about meme coins. There's no meme coin that I can say that maybe Doge. I don't know. Like maybe Doge is like the only one that has that kind of Lindy effect of like, wow, they're just never going to let it go. World Trade Band likes it apparently. Like, but that's it. Like there's no other system that would like keep me in that stickiness and give me that less risk, but also price performance potential.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of follow-up questions. So why would people buy HEX? After the price performance that we have right now, why would people buy HEX?
Other than they think the price is going to go up. That's what you're asking?
Yes.
Let's see. Because one is the entry. It's like a club. To me, it's like a ticket into a club, like to be a HEX skin. to start your Hexagon and to start using DeFi. It's like a ticket into DeFi, a ticket into the Hexagon Club, and it's been around, like it's less risky compared to a lot of other stuff because it is
how is it less risky after it dropped 99.9% or 99.5%, whatever price is, like it is now from the top, right?
Yeah, because of all the tokenomic side, all the holders, the founder. Like, I know all these things are going to be around for a long time. And I know that you can talk about Richard and his mission for glory and all that stuff too. All the people who have been here and went through it and still building on it. Like, we got a long conversation on this.
How did that help the price so far?
But the supposition there is it's supposed to help the price right now in a
how did it help the price until now?
It hasn't, but it's not a fair thing. It
is a fair question. And why not? Why is it?
It's not 1-to-1. It's not 1-to-1.
It's not 1-to-1.
It's not. You know what makes the price go up? People buying it, not building. Yes. Building is the thing that gives them.
Exactly.
I know, but my point is, building is the thing that helps more people come in, that gives us infrastructure, gives us the legitimacy, that gives us all the extra stickiness. So when the people do come in, when it is the right conditions, that we have a good place for them, we have a good floor for it to go up. So if you don't have the building and you don't have the people sticking around and you don't have people in the club and you're not onboarding, then it is a short-term game.
Wait. Okay. Yes and no. I understand where you're coming from, so I can say partially yes, because, for example, Ethereum, right? Ethereum has a bunch of DeFi protocols, and that is probably one of the reasons why people stick around Ethereum. Do you agree?
You think Tom Lee would be into Ethereum if they didn't have the most stable coins, all DeFi protocols?
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with that. But wait. But in reverse, we also have the best performing network this bull run, which was Solana, that had meme coins, purely meme coins. Okay?
Yeah, but on Ethereum, how did that help Ethereum? How did all the building help Ethereum in the last couple of years? The price was terrible. Until it was time.
Sure, but they're not the same thing. Ethereum is not the same thing as HEX, right? They're not the same thing. Okay. The utility of Ethereum is much different than the utility of HEX. We can agree on that, right? I'm not saying that is more or less. I'm just saying it's different, okay? In my opinion, it's obviously more useful than HEX. It's worth how many billions Ethereum is like. So just by the market cap and price, it's obvious just because of that, because it has a better price performance, right? I'm not even counting the stuff that's built there. I'm just looking at the price. So I know that the market prefers it, right? So I could say it has more utility, right? I'm assuming, right? Making assumptions. Because, again, this is very subjective, right? This is very subjective. Again, utility is extremely subjective. It's, at least to me, it's difficult to discuss because it depends on your personal point of view of what is utility. And utility is nothing, right? It's a construct that we make, right? It is what it is, right?
Yeah, but it makes people use it. Can I give you an example of this too?
Sure.
So you need Bitcoin to send Bitcoin.
Yes. You
need Ethereum to do contract calls and all that stuff.
Yes.
You need HEX to make more HEX and to lock it up and participate in protocols. Okay. How do you make more HEX?
No. I'm saying that it's not the same level.
You act like you were like suspicious of that.
No. What I'm saying, because like you're saying that you need Bitcoin.
What's staking? Staking is a utility. And
no, I understand. But I'm being like a contrarian, right? I'm just listening as a but as a random guy, I'm just listening and hearing that Bitcoin, you can use it to send more Bitcoin. Like, okay, that's fair. Ethereum to run like dApps, etc. So you need it to transact, right? HEX, you need to make more HEX. But as utility logic, I think the other two seem a little bit more useful, right? I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying that, making a contrarian view, right? That your utility, the thing that you call utility might not be perceived as utility by the rest of the market.
I'm not even trying to make a utility argument for this because I know everyone who loves meme coins doesn't care about utility for when they...
No, we do, but we think meme coins have utility.
No.
They are their own utility.
What I meant to say was everyone who buys meme coin stuff doesn't care that they don't have utility. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, that is correct. That is fair. Yeah. That is fair. Yes. Okay.
So, what do you need meme coins to do? What do you need Bitcoin HEX to do?
What do we need them to do?
Yeah, like what does make people buy it other than they think the price is going to go up? Because
Nothing.
They're not buying them because they're less risky. Okay. They're not buying them because they're going to use them for something. They're not buying them. They're only buying them because they hear about them and they think, I'm going to buy it now and sell it higher later.
Okay, but did we not both agree that the only reason why you even came into crypto is because you expected price to go up? We agreed on that, I believe, right?
I think I could do it in a way that I wouldn't lose my money and in a healthy, non-gambling form. That's the reason I like, oh, crypto's cool. I could do it like this.
But wait, okay. So let's take a step back. Crypto in itself is, a market, and market in itself is gambling, in the sense that you don't know what's going to happen in the future. That is not connected to utility in any way, right? Things that are super useful could go to zero for many different reasons, have no buyers, etc. Right? So it's not really, everything is a gamble in that sense, right? You don't know. You just assign a probability because I can, do staking with this coin because this is a DeFi product. I think this will attract more people into buying this coin in the future, and thus the price will go up again. Correct?
I just want to correct too. I think when I first came into crypto, I probably did gamble and do more things. But once I came into once HEX existed and I was like, oh, DeFi, I think that's what it was. Once I found DeFi, I was like, no, I don't want to gamble anymore. I want to over time have sustained gains. I want to make money through inflation. I want to be able to have this whole ecosystem.
But you are gambling. Because look, literally what you said I want to make money through inflation, meaning that you want to mint more coins and sell those coins to somebody, meaning that you need more buy pressure to sustain that system. In my system, the system that I'm proposing, I cannot mint more coins. Therefore, when I sell, I empty my bags. There's no way for me to mint more with the coins that I have. Thus I need less buyers, for the price to go up again.
I like how there's one thing, like, you know what? BitcoinHEX wins on tokenomics. Everything else, I have not seen a compelling case, but tokenomics, you can't make more of it. It's just not very compelling on tokenomics. It's like, okay, we talked all about BitcoinHEX. This thing is about HEX and eHEX.
Yes, you're right. You're correct. 100%.
What do you got for eHEX? Why is anybody buying eHEX right now?
Good, awesome question, bro. Awesome discussion point, actually. Right now, I would say first we have the market has chosen to it, right? We need to incorporate that into the analysis because this is HEX versus eHEX, right? Just the two. It's a very particular discussion, right? Bitcoin HEX comes later. It's not even related to that discussion in any way, right? Completely different thing, completely different beast, actually. So in those terms, yes, eHEX went compared to HEX, right? That's why the price of eHEX is much cheaper than HEX, right? Because compared to HEX, it went down further, right? Because of that tweet, because people were like, oh, we don't want this HEX, we prefer the other one. So I'm going to trade one for the other, right? So the market chose that route. So far. But I make a very compelling case for eHEX. I actually think that it's extremely more logical that eHEX outperforms HEX for two simple facts, actually. Much less liquidity right now. So much easier to move the price, and it's native to Ethereum. So Ethereum is the network with the largest amount of stablecoins, potential buyers. So if actually HEX performs, they might look into the HEX that they have over there because they don't want to fucking go away from Ethereum. It's like, no, bro, I'm not going to go into that new chain thing. I'm not going to risk my money on the bridge now. Fuck that. I want to buy whatever in Ethereum, and that's for those guys which have a lot of money. They might choose that HEX, right? So that's why I actually think that it has a better, in terms of potential, right? It has a better.
I think you're making a meme coin case for eHEX. I feel like I feel like you could make a compelling meme coin case for eHEX. Because
sure.
Go ahead. Let me say on the green candles part, if HEX on Ethereum's popping off, are you saying HEX on PulseChain ain't going to be popping off? Because they see the green candles PulseChain, they're going to switch over. I think that's
no.
They chase money over bridges, right?
No. Look, they will both. I agree with you. They will both, especially because the liquidity is tied together. So yes, at some point they will both go up. But what I'm saying is there is a group of buyers that does not exist in PulseChain, exists in Ethereum, that will probably prefer to buy the HEX that it is native to Ethereum, not because they would want to stake it, but because it's just native there and the liquidity pools exist there, etc. So they might prefer that, right? Just because of the risk, right? That's it. The risk of bridging, etc. So it's safer in their mind to buy that one because it's over there, right?
But, yeah. But you're talking about the product. I mean, you're talking about the price performance. Let's talk about not price performance. Let's ignore price performance. Which one will pump the hardest? Let's say which one will actually exist the longest, have the most, have sustained volume, or is there a scenario where you could see eHEX just drifting into like nobody's trading anymore, nobody's staking anymore, nobody's calling the contract, and
could be.
Like
I don't think so.
It
depends on the price.
I feel like it's more likely.
Tell me,
let me say this real quick. I just want to say this real quick. I feel like it's more likely, again, if you believe PulseChain is going to succeed. A lot of people don't think PulseChain is going to succeed. Apparently, they're like, nope, HEX. I want a HEX. I wish PulseChain never existed. I don't like PulseChain. I want to play on Ethereum, whatever. I know some people tend to feel that way. But if I think PulseChain is going to be successful, it's going to exist. Why would I be betting on eHEX other than anything other than being a meme coin that'll pump from time to time?
Okay. Okay. You can, let me just make a small detour. It's not a detour, just a little thing, which is you are asking us to not mention the price, or like this is, but the price is connected to the, like, if people are going to use HEX, right? Because we were saying nobody's staking, for example, on Ethereum, or it doesn't, like, no contract because nobody wants to stake or end stake, etc., right? But that is tied to the price. That will happen, sure, if eHEX doesn't move up, right? If the price remains like this, sure, that can happen. But because I do think that the price will move much, much higher, right? It will again attract people. Like I have stakes in Ethereum that I never ended, right? That I will never end until the price moves up a lot, because I don't want to lose money. But if the price does 10x, maybe I will end them because I'm already, like, positive. If it does 100x, almost guaranteed that I will end them, right? Like the more that the price goes up, the more people will want to end stakes, start new stakes, etc., right? Because that's just how it is. So
I don't think start new stakes. I would say in stakes, the price will go up.
Start, bro. Not like, but why would they not want to start a stake? Like, we both,
because they're treating it like a meme coin.
No, but they are treating it like a meme coin.
If you're going to Mercian stake, when the price goes up, aren't you treating it like a meme coin?
No, but don't you want the price of HEX to go up? I don't understand.
No, I'm saying, okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is the people who are planning on immersion staking, as soon as the price goes up 10x, whatever it is, 50x, whatever it is, they're not playing the staking game anymore. They're playing I'm going to get out what I can because the price just went up.
Okay.
So they're not playing the HEX game. They're playing the what I would call the meme game in that. Like, okay, the price went up, I got to sell now.
Okay, you're like, they want to play the G out game, basically. Okay.
Sure.
Simple. Okay. First of all, yes, I think there is a greater likelihood that we see more emergency end stakes on Ethereum, especially in the beginning, if the price moves a lot. Sure, I agree with you. I think that is likely to happen. Now, will that be enough sell pressure, to obliterate the price after that? I don't know. I don't think it will. I think the price will continue to go up. And what I think it will happen is those people that sold too early, that are emergent, those are the guys that are most probable to start new stakes, because they were in the ecosystem for years. So they are committed, whether they like it or not, they are committed to it. So when they see the price moving up a lot, much higher than what they ever thought it was possible, they will revenge stake, which is, fuck, if I hadn't end staked it, I would have made X amount of money. So they will be, it's like Bitcoin, right? They sold too early and they're like, I need to buy it again. So it's the same logic, right? So I do think it's quite possible that we see a lot of that sort of action, right? I'm hopeful that we see that. Yeah, but look, at the same time, I think HEX has always been a meme coin to the market. I'm not saying to the very small group that we call Hexicans, because that is a small group compared to the overall market. Like everybody else outside of HEX and PulseChain sees HEX as a meme coin. That's the reality, because of how Richard marketed it, etc. Right? They see it as, like, do you know, like, Richard is probably one of the founders with the most amount of memes. We know that, right?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, right? So in itself, Richard is a meme, which is absolutely fine, man. It's awesome marketing, but so is HEX.
To the rest of crypto, I can see that.
Not to us. We know it's a DeFi coin, but like to the rest of crypto, for them, HEX or bitcoinHEX is exactly the same shit. If you tell them, oh, you can stake this one, they're like, I don't give a shit. It's the same thing, because, like, it is what it is. That's how just how they see it. I think for them to see HEX as a DeFi product, as HEX, we would need probably like 15 years and like very good price performance after, like, we dropped 99%. If you go up like 100x from here, nobody will remember that we dropped 99%, right? Everybody will start to be happy again. So that's just a reality. And talking about people outside the market, right? Like outside of HEX, they'll be like, oh, damn, this recovered, this doing nice move, so I might buy a little bit, right? Because that's how they see it. It's not really what it is or what functionality it has. It's more how just the perception, right? Like, and right now, it is what it is. Everybody kind of sees HEX as a meme, right?
I think the difference between, I mean, just to lay it out as far as HEX versus eHEX versus Bitcoin HEX, the first one, the reason I'm so interested in it, I like HEX on PulseChain the best and all that stuff, is because I can see not only am I bullish on price performance, of course, but that it's going to be around. Like it's been around, fork, you could say 2 years, 5 years, whatever. The code has been around for 5 years plus, going on almost 6 years. Yeah, we're getting close to it. And I know that there is a community behind it. I know that there's all these builders behind it, and it's on a network that I believe in. And the founder, won't let it fail. Like you say, whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good about Richard supporting it, you could put that in there. But the other two, eHEX, again, kind of what I said is like, I don't know unless you just don't believe in PulseChain, eHEX is just kind of like, to me, it's like this. I had a tweet the other day I was talking about, like, I don't think anyone would care about eHEX if PulseChain was up 10x, 100x, whatever right now. Everyone would be like, oh yeah, eHEX, that was the thing we migrated from. That was the thing we stopped playing with on Ethereum to come to PulseChain because this is the glory land type thing. So to me, like eHEX and Bitcoin HEX, almost eHEX, you can still use it and all that stuff. I just don't think it'll be used and popular enough. And I think a lot of people will use it as a meme coin, whether it deserves to be, whatever play out, we'll see. Both Bitcoin, like both of them, so eHEX and Bitcoin HEX. One is literally meme. The other is just like the old token on Ethereum. I could frame for this particular debate. But Bitcoin HEX, both of them, what they have in common, at least the two that aren't on PulseChain, that aren't PulseChain HEX, is that I just don't see this way to accumulate community, accumulate capital, accumulate onboard people. I don't see that in the long term. I see it as this, yeah, they may pump. Yeah, get out when you can. We don't know where it's going to last. If Richard's behind him or not, we don't know. But if he does, he's not. I think it's consensus. I don't think you actually think that he's going to promote them as much as he would the core coins. I don't think like that.
Look, that it doesn't. That's the at all. And I told you why. I'm very practical. I'm very objective. And when I look at the prices from lunch, bro, I know that I don't need that at all.
But let me finish it with this question.
Sure.
Let's just on the Bitcoin HEX side. If Bitcoin HEX goes up 10,000x,
yes,
you're going to sell some, right?
On the way there, 100%. Like I did with HEX.
Okay.
Same thing.
Let's say it goes up 10,000x. You sell some, you make good profit, you're happy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're probably not the only one, right? Probably there'll be other people selling, taking profit, all that. Natural. Nothing wrong with it.
Yes, of course.
But what happens after that?
I don't know. Who sees? Like maybe I'll buy coins. What I can tell you is that I'll definitely buy stuff that hasn't gone up as much, right? If I'm going to buy anything, that's
so you'll pivot after getting price performance from Bitcoin HEX. You'll pivot into the next coin that you believe in that can have price performance.
Yeah, it could be a stable coin, right?
I mean, that's the meme coin game, right? Like it's not just you. It's just like that's the thinking.
No, but like it's the same with HEX, man. It's exactly like when you pivoted from HEX, when you like sold HEX at the top, for example, and
hard to pivot from HEX. Like, a lot of people could be down for 4 more years, and be like, I ain't pivoting from HEX.
No, look, go ahead. You misunderstand my question. My question is, when you sold HEX, if you did sell HEX at some point, right? You sold it for something else. Might be stablecoin, might be Ethereum, right? But you need to sell at some point, right? Any coin that you buy is to sell. And look, HEX at the most sell pressure. We can empirically see that on the chart. That's why when it was injected, 20 million into those 4 coins, let's say, it didn't pump because it had a lot of sell pressure, right? So empirically we know that. So for me, it's I think like in those terms you have way more to prove than the meme coins. Just being objective, right? Because I know that there was an injection of $20 million and these guys dumped hard. This doesn't look good. I'm just being objective.
I don't think that's a good comparison, though. I think
it's a very fair comparison.
No, we know why they dumped. There was many more people to dump. There's many more people who wanted out of PulseChain for reasons that had nothing to do with the HEX token and stuff. It was just like, I just don't like this thing that's happening. I don't want to participate in it.
I understand.
There's many reasons for that to happen, for the 20 million to go away.
But that, like right now, what you can say if you're being objective is, look, if we have another injection of, like, say, the same amount, $20 million, the likelihood is that something similar happens, right? Because you gotta be honest, right? That's what happened. So there's absolutely no reason to think that won't happen again. I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm just saying that based on the last 3 times that there was a pump, a serious one, at least it was dumped down. So people sold.
Yeah, but that's
so
what
I'm
I'm
just
saying.
being objective. I'm not saying that it won't.
It's not a fair comparison. You're acting like, oh, look, even
why
a
is it
whale
not
can
a
put
fair
$20 million.
comparison?
Okay, let me tell you. You're like, even though look at HEX, even though a whale can
Mhm.
put $20 million in the ecosystem, it gets sold down. There is no whale to put $20 million into Bitcoin HEX. Like it's
How
not
do you
even
know?
it's not even the same playing field.
But why?
Why would there be? Like why
But
would
I
there be some
literally
whale
showed
to
you
like
that.
do a god
But I
candle on
showed you.
Bitcoin HEX?
But you can
for $20
see
million?
that no, but you literally saw that the people who hold Bitcoin HEX have $25 million in PLS. So that, like, I'm just looking at the people. Why is
I
it
would
that
make
not
it.
a possibility?
I would use that.
I'm
as
not
a
saying that it will
counterpoint.
happen. I don't think it will happen, right? I don't think that we are going to have $30 million straight into Bitcoin HEX. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying
that's almost a bearish case for Bitcoin HEX. Like I could make a bearish case for Bitcoin HEX having people who have that much money because
how?
Like
Explain.
Why wouldn't they sell it down just like everyone else sold down the HEX price? Like you have that many
But
people
they haven't.
who.
But because
I know, but like I would like to look at it and be like, look, there's like nobody who has any money in this one until the price goes up and they get really rich.
No, that's the opposite.
I'm just saying, like you bring it up as like a point against it. I'm like, I can make a counterpoint to that pretty easy.
No, but I'm making a point in favor because it's good if you have buyers. If the coin that you're holding has people that are holding that have a lot of money, it's much better than only having people who have no money. How is that not a better thing? I don't understand that.
Well, we don't have time to go into it, but
it's the same thing with
over time.
It's literally the same thing with Richard, right?
What if Pulse does 100x and their bags get much higher, and now they have the $30 million in Pulse or whatever it was. Like we're not even at a.
Wait. If Pulse does, as you said, like 100x, right?
Yeah.
That was the example, right? They will have 2.5 billion, right, or something like that.
I know, but I'm saying, okay, it's 2.5 billion. Now those people have that, and then everyone else has 30 or 50 billion. Or sorry, no. Okay, so Bitcoin HEX would have 2.5 billion. That I don't know. I feel like there's a pressure case in there somewhere. I can't quite. Yeah.
No, because you're talking in dollar terms, it's the same thing. Looking at PLS terms or dollar terms, it's going to be the same thing. But my point is, it's always better, man. In any, it's like me talking about the OA and saying,
you can make a case for it. You can make a case for it.
Yeah, like of course, because it's the same thing with the OA, right? You want a guy who has a lot of money on the side to buy it, right? And it's the same thing.
They put 20 millions in, they're just going to sell it back down. You're making it sound bearish on that too. But even the whales can convert money into HEX and they'll sell back down.
No, but it was that thing that happened was bearish. Like there's no other way to. Even Richard literally said that it was
okay. Let's go with this real quick. $20 million injected into Bitcoin HEX. It goes up 10,000x. What's the sell pressure look like?
You can see that. I have a calculator on
way more than on the other hexes. I bet way more.
But how do you know that? How can you tell me?
Why would they hold on to Bitcoin HEX? It's a meme coin. They're already signed up for the gambling game. So they're already treating it as not a long-term investment.
If your logic was sound, the price performance up until now would hardly be one order of magnitude larger than HEX from Lex launch date, right? And like both of them, eHEX or PHEX, PHEX is much worse in those terms, right? But even compared to eHEX, right? So like only because of this small but critical piece of information, I can tell you that if they were to sell, they would have sold much more at a better price, right? So can it continue to go down to infinity? 100%. Any coin can do that, right? Bitcoin HEX, whatever. Any coin can do that. Does it matter if we have the OA bags buying these meme coins? No, because we already had the price performance. Most is 2000x from launch without OA buying anything. So fantastic. What would happen if the OA decided to buy a little bit? Then that is a different discussion, right? That would be insane.
It's like I'm not entertaining it out there. That's like so unlikely. Yeah. What if the
That's why I'm not entertaining that. That's why I'm not even entertaining that.
You said you're entertaining.
No, I said it. No, I'm saying, but I'm not entertaining like that. It's going to happen. I would say it would be insane. It would be crazy, right? So I know that.
Hold on. What if Michael Saylor bought HEX and made us HEX reserve? Oh, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
No, bro. But look,
I'm not putting it out there, but.
No. But you can you cannot say, oh, the OA is never going to buy any of the meme coins, right? Because I can empirically prove you that it happened already.
It's like a non-falsifiable thing. Yeah, of course you could say.
But I already proved you. It switched PDI to pump and most, so that's on chain. So What can you say about it? Nothing, because it happened. So
It had nothing to do with HEX, though, if that actually happened.
what do you mean HEX? With Bitcoin HEX? No.
That's a great point, Dan. What do you mean HEX? Which HEX?
Which HEX? Which HEX?
Anyways,
Don't forget, guys, the OA is going to buy them tomorrow.
I keep hearing
The OA called me and they told me, bro, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. He said, you better put on 3 more pairs of glasses because your
Buy
eyes are
everything.
going to fall out of your head.
Yes.
Price
He told me,
hey,
yeah, because of the glasses. Exactly.
I'll say that I hope all the hexes have mad gain. I hope people make plenty of money this cycle. I know which ones are for me.
Sure.
And I will put my opinion out there. Pedro puts his opinion out here. That's why we have to debate. And now everyone listening gets to decide what's great for them.
I approve of this message.
I like the conversation. It's good stuff. Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you, Max.
What do you want to take us out on? What's bullish for HEX or ecosystem, or what's good?
Everything is bullish, bro. Like from where we are now, man. Like if you're selling now, if you're don't sell. Like if you want to go away for a while,
don't cry.
I told you, and don't cry fact. But like I think the last time that I was here debating, I told you. I think my last message was exactly the same thing, which is, look, if you're just sad and depressed, go away. Don't sell. Just fucking go away. Do something with your life. Get a new job. It doesn't matter. Just fucking go away without selling, and then come back in a couple of months, right? That's what I would do, right? But that's my message, right? If you're cry-fagging, stop cry-fagging. Just do something else and don't worry. Or buy more coins. Like just buy more coins to cry-fag more in the future.
Cry-fag your way into DCAing. Can you go from cry-fag to DCA?
Of course, man. You can like
cry-fag too hard, you start DCAing. Okay.
Exactly. You're so angry that you're just gonna buy it.
I'm just gonna buy all these HEX tokens. I hate this ecosystem. Bye.
Man, who knows?
That'd be amazing. All right, I love it. I love your positivity. I love it. Again, I you know how I feel about meme coins, but I love that you're.
It's fine.
I like spearheading.
It's fine.
I like that you're spearheading these new sites and stuff around PulseChain. Hopefully, we'll attract a lot of people too.
Thank you, sir.
I can hold 2 ideas at one time. I can be like, sure. I don't have to like memes to see the value and onboarding and platforms like that. So,
but otherwise you wouldn't have me here, right? Because I would be shilling like these RH memes all over the place, and you invited me anyways for the debate. So it's I appreciate you, right? Because of that.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely better and worse products on PulseChain, better and worse ways of doing things. But yeah, that's why again I want everyone to decide for their own. I don't tell everyone what to do. I'm telling people what I like, how I think about it, and you're doing the same thing. I think that's the conversation we need. Like not cry-fagging. We need debates. I like debates.
Me too. Good. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Of course. Good to see you, everyone. Hope you're doing well out there. Have a great weekend. Scivive 5555 and Crypto Kings coming up.
Years old, already reading fast. Gifted school couldn't hold him back. Special program, logic and code. Humble roots, but a genius mode. Dad fixed AC, delivered the news. Taught him to hustle, never to lose. Car stereo business, teenage dreams. Online platforms, building schemes. AC company, adult store too. Browser optimization, revenue flew. 60 million yearly, success so sweet. Semi-retired, but never complete. Reddit showed them Bitcoin's like blockchain future burning bright. Who is Richard Hart? He's taking control. HEX and PulseChain, that's how he rolls. I'm not fucking around, I'm here to take over. Crypto revolution, he's the composer. Who is Richard Hart? The king of the scene. Building tomorrow with blockchain dream. I'm not fucking around, I'm here to take over. Digital freedom, he's the bulldozer. First blockchain CD, HEX was born. High returns while others were torn. PulseChain launch, eco-friendly way. PulseX exchange, a brand new day. 27 million for research and health. Longevity research benefited from his wealth. Inspiring millions to break their chains. Financial freedom, healthy gains. Fighting scams with all his might. Protecting users, shining light. And safe came knocking at his door, but he fought back and won the war. Who is Richard Hart? He's taking control. Hey, HEX and Pulse, crypto revolution, he's the composer. Who is Richard Hart? The king of the scene, building tomorrow with blockchain dream. I'm not fucking around, I'm here to take over. Digital freedom, he's the bulldozer. notice came from Interpol's call. Finished claims, trying to make them fall. Tax fraud allegations, assault they say, but the system's broken. Games they play, business rivals using legal schemes, crushing innovators, killing dreams. If haters wanted to get me down, they'd raise more than my 27 million crowns. Diamonds worth millions, watches and cars. DC allegations reach for the stars, but he denied it all. Stood his ground, blockchain freedom, that's what he found. Won in court, they didn't appeal. Justice served, victory real. Ecosystem vision, wallet and all. Independent blockchain standing tall. Bitcoin and Ethereum left behind. Community value, peace of mind. Richard Hart, he's taking control. Revolutionary leader, that's his role. I'm not fucking around, I'm here to take over. Second crypto wave, he's the composer. Who is Richard Hart? Controversial king, sparking debates. Freedom he brings. I'm not fucking around, I'm here to take over. Crypto's future, he's the takeover. Pivotal figure in digital space. Influential leader, setting the pace. Building community, advocacy strong.